Any person who claims that they can think for themselves has likely, and ironically, not thought about this claim for very long. The parable of the sower exposes the unfortunate or fortunate mechanisms of the environment and illuminates the importance of choosing your own flock. This parable, one of the shortest, is condensed into a single paragraph. In this paragraph, Jesus describes a sower who sprinkles seeds everywhere he goes. Some land on a path, exposed and alone, and are picked up by birds. Some land on rocky ground and begin to grow, but when they are scorched by the sun, they die and cannot take root. Some land on thorns and are choked out. On the other hand, those who land on good soil bear much fruit. This parable is typically interpreted by depicting the different ground as individual disposition, meaning that depending on the state of your heart, hardened or soft, the seeds will or will not bear fruit. In this video, we will explore the societal dimension of this parable and the deeper truths that it conveys. In the parable, the seed represents the word of God. It could also represent truth. When one holds the truth, they have a choice on what to do with it. Christ gives us 4 options and their consequences. The path gets eaten by birds, rocky ground, there's no root, thorny bush, choked out, and good soil bears much fruit. Let's dive into what each of these represent. First, the path. The path is more akin to the beaten path. It's hardened and repeatedly stepped on. Think of blind habits, routines, lifestyles, and commodities. This path is one in which we have shaped either because of our own stubbornness or because it is the path that many others whom we admire have taken. For example, the career path, or in my case, the party path. Due to factors like the sunk cost fallacy and postmodernist independence, we are so dedicated to this path that no seed penetrates its hardened soil. When a seed does fall, maybe a friend introduces us to a better way of life, in this context, to Christ, the idea remains there on the path until it's snatched away by birds. These birds represent the devil, or in a more metaphysical sense, the envious personification of resentment, who feeds on missed opportunities and relishes when a man remains unchanged, unwilling and unable to change, dedicated to their path. This path is one which a lot of us are stuck in, and in it, our thoughts, our actions, and our opinions are shaped by it. Our indifference towards depth, our unwillingness to dig deep, and our unidimensional thinking prevents us from actually thinking for ourselves. Because we, with everyone else around us, are part of this path. And so we, with everyone else around us, think the same way. 2. The rocky ground. The rocky ground is a place where this seed is initially accepted. Not just accepted, but joyously embraced. Purpose and meaning finally enter the picture, and we could not be more glad about it. The ones around us rejoice with us, glad to see us sing hymns and praising the Lord. Not long after this conversion, though, the mechanisms behind purpose and meaning begin to show themselves. The constant work, the constant faith that one has to maintain, especially within the silence of God, becomes unbearable. The scorching fire of doubt, of isolation, of reality burns our disposition, and the ones around us who welcomed us with glee condemn our struggle and call betrayal what really is an all too human set of questions. Questions which answers lack depth. Like rocks, the answers are blunt and cannot provide the philosophical depth the question requires. 3. Thorns. The thorns are sharp and choking narratives of the world. In our modern world especially, where thousands of self-help books and thousands of lifestyles, life coaches that all go in all sorts of different directions, accompanied by the temptations of the flesh, the claustrophobic environment of the world makes any kind of purpose or meaning impossible to breathe. 4. The good soil. The good soil is the place to be, obviously. And it is exactly where one has to plant themselves. Good soil is worked, maintained, scrutinized deeply, perfected, and loved. This represents a carefully crafted system, one which has taken years upon years to carefully maintain for it to remain truthful and thus provide the means for fruit. These systems welcome skepticism, address questions earnestly, and humble themselves before truth, even if it means sacrificing their convictions. The system is typically demanding, and adherence to its ethics is an indispensable characteristic for one to truly bear fruit, though its members are all just as human as the rest. And so therefore, doubt and insecurities are approached with empathy and wisdom, rather than with reproach and intolerance. At given time, here in the good soil, one can grow and contribute to the truth, some 10-fold, 30-fold, some 100-fold. This parable shows us that our environment has a very real and inescapable influence on how we behave and how we think, showing us that independent thinking is a mere illusion. An illusion that has gravely damaged our ability to, with humility, accept the truth. Whether we get carried away by hustle culture, or sign up for some feel-good sect, or buy into the fast-paced world of consumerism, we are bound, chained up, so to speak, to our surroundings. Whether physical or virtual, the communities, the environments in which we place ourselves dictate how we behave. So the question is not about whether we can think for ourselves. The question is where we choose to grow our minds. That's all I got for you. Thank you for watching.